Good evening. I'm going to let these folks come in real quick. Come on, close the door. We got you. All right. Thank you. We have made it to the end of 2024 Hayti Heritage Film Festival. Woo! It's been wonderful. I've been honored. Our staff, our team here has been honored to bring you wonderful programming. I hope that you all have enjoyed the last few days, made some great connections. I want to, again, give thanks to all of the support that we've received. Audria, I always forget names when I start calling names. Audria, Tamika, Q, Angela Lee, the executive director here, Melody, Mark, Sam, John, EJ, I knew I was going to forget people. Also, the board who's come and helped us a lot, giving advice and things. Just to all the friends, the sponsors. I got to thank our sponsors, ABC 11, Color Congress, the Forest at Duke, City of Durham. Did you want to pop? Okay. Angela Lee's in the back, y'all. Gosh, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. I just really appreciate y'all and all the love and everything. The volunteers, yes, thank you, Patrick. All the volunteers. It's been great. My mind is just everywhere. It's been really wonderful, though, stepping into this role. And Talana, thank you again for trusting me with this, your baby, and letting me kind of put my stamp on it. I really appreciate your support. You can't have no words. No words. Thank you. So I'm not going to delay us much longer. We have a wonderful wrap up to our weekend. Tonight we have with us Dr. Mark Anthony Neal, who's the chair of the African and African American Studies Department at Duke, my former boss and my homie, who will be in conversation with Omar J. Dorsey. You may know him from Queen Sugar, Bookie, Selma, Harriet, Selma, all the things. He's a great guy. And so I'm going to let them talk more and tell you more about them, but I'm going to go ahead and bring them out.
Sammy Dave. I'm a soul man.
What's up, man?
What's going on with Dr. Neal?
It's an honor, man.
It's an honor.
It's an honor
It's
to
a
sit down and
privilege.
talk with you. So talk to me a little bit about growing up in Decatur.
Decatur, Georgia. Back in the days, it was before Atlanta became a fantasy, a TV show. Growing up in Decatur, it was a place where a lot of black people came from different places, right? They come from the either deep down south, they may have come from the islands, they may have come from New York or Midwest, and they settled in this middle class concave. So you have a lot of different people who are exposing you to the arts, people who are exposing you to sports. There are a lot of people who came out of Decatur, Georgia, during that time. It was almost like we were talking about earlier about a tipping point. They came, they settled in the east side of Atlanta. So I had so many different things to do as a child, soccer or piano or acting. It was a dream childhood.
Did you always think you were going to wanted to be an actor?
I thought, yeah, because what it was is my mother was a theater director. So, ever since I was a kid, since I was a baby, I was in theater rehearsals with her. I'm watching her direct people. And, I was like, well, I want to do that one day. I want to be an actor one day. Of course, every boy wants to be the president of the United States or wants to be a football player or wants to be a cowboy. But outside of those things, I really did want to be an actor.
We were talking earlier about, this is a long game. And the first thing I saw you in was Boycott.
Yeah.
At HBO back in 2001. And just for a reference, folks, for folks, Reg Cathy was in that, won some Emmys
Yes.
down the road. The late Thomas Byrd, right?
Thomas Jefferson Byrd.
Jefferson Byrd,
Love him with
another
all my
genius who stole every scene that
He played
was
Luther
in.
and set it off.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Terrence Howard's playing Abernathy, right? He eventually gets an Oscar, and now you got Jeffrey Wright, who played King.
Yes, he was
and
nominated
quite
for-
honestly, I thought would have been a better King in Selma, but that's another conversation.
Right, yeah.
So what was it like being a young actor?
I may have been, 23 years old?
I mean, and working with cats who are grinding, right?
Yeah.
None of these folks were stars at that point in time.
But they were great actors, I just remember sitting like on the bus or whatever, going to set and sitting and talking to Jeffrey and sitting and talking to Terrence. I was blessed to have Thomas Jefferson Byrd in my life ever since I was young because he is an Atlanta theater legend. So, but just having those people and even having a Famo Amalami, these people, who really helped me out as a young actor. I'm 20, was that 2000? We shot in 2000, so I may have been 23, 24 years old when we were filming that. May have just been fresh. I was fresh out of grad school. And so these are the experiences that I'm having as a young actor and listening to these people who are older than me, who had all this experience, and they're giving me the game as much as they can, and I've always been a person who's been a sponge. I want to listen. I've been lucky enough to always work with older people when I was younger, whether it's theater or even when I started in film. I was working with older actors, and I always just wanted to listen, for them to teach me, and whatever they wanted to hand down to me. So it was a blessing working with those cats.
I think about Boycott. I also think about the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Right. And these HBO films that didn't get a lot of press back in the day.
Right.
But folks who were actors,
Right.
got opportunities, right? Miss Evers' Boys.
Yeah,
is
Lawrence
an
Fishburne.
example of that.
Yes.
But it's now full circle for you, right?
Right.
So almost 25 years later,
Right.
you got your own.
I got my own show on
HBO
HBO
series and booking.
Yeah, it is. That is until you said something about it, I didn't even think about it. Like Selma was the second thing I ever did. Not Selma, but Boycott was the second thing I ever did. It's funny, I did 2 stories about Martin Luther King, but so to make it full circle, and I come back 25 years later and have my own series on HBO. I'm the co-lead of a show. HBO gives out some good opportunities, man. I really do appreciate it. And I remember I used to be on another show on HBO called Eastbound and Down. And I remember the people at HBO was like, "You're gonna have your own show one day. You're gonna have your own show one day." That was like 11 years ago. And come to see, man. It's like I did Queen Sugar, but that was more of an ensemble piece. So for me to have like my first lead of a show to HBO, it is 25 years later. Yeah.
How'd you get connected to Boogie?
You know what? I read for so Boogie is a television show that's produced by Chuck Lorre. Chuck Lorre created Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men. He created the biggest comedies in this decade, maybe. He's the most successful comedy television writer. So honestly, I don't really audition a lot. I auditioned for this role. I did. I was like, I want that role. So I went in and auditioned, and then Sebastian Maniscalco, who's the co-lead, was already in it. So I had a chemistry read with him, and we hit it off. We hit it off like an old married couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got a clip if we might see that.
Okay. Do we?
There we go.
All right.
Can you do us a favor? We want to surprise you.
Big day.
Penthouse. Elevators on the left.
Thanks.
I'll save you a slice. So how you want to play this?
Well, we leave with cash with frog march this motherfucker down to the bank.
That works for me.
Did I detect a little sparkle between you and Officer Front Desk?
Yeah, it was something there, right?
Maybe she could be the mother of your 11th child.
Oh, well, you gotta go there.
What?
yours is $38,000. He didn't pay for a blowjob, man. It wasn't like either of us getting paid. You gotta try it. Buddy, look, man. I know it's hard. I've been there. I ran through every last penny that I had. And I owe, oh God, I owe so much. But I'm not giving up. There's too much good in the world, and I want to be a part of it. I want to bear witness. What's good? Are you kidding me? The sound of a baby's laugh. A beautiful woman. Magnificent sunset. Yeah, no, sunsets. Sun-ups. Every sun-ups, you know. When was the last time you ate? Had a decent night's sleep? It's been a couple days, you know. That could be affecting your thinking. I'm really sorry about the car. It's okay. Just calm down. Okay, all right. Unbelievable. You saved my life, man. Yes, we did. It's got to even up karma a little bit.
McMahon,
Yes,
call me.
I will. What about my sister? What about her? It put me in a very awkward position. Sister likes those. I'm going to set that aside for the moment and enjoy the fact that a man is alive because we did the right thing.
Yeah, I guess.
We celebrating, Grandma. Whoa. No, they gonna show the whole thing.
You can stop the clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Bookie.
So, a couple of things, right? You got to use more of a comic timing with this. So,
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So you feel more comfortable doing comedy, or you think of yourself more of as a dramatic actor?
You know what's so crazy? When I first started out, I started out in comedies, right? I started out in Road Trip, Drumline, School for Scoundrels, Starsky and Hutch. And then I switched over to dramas. But I remember after Queen Sugar was over, I said, I need to do comedy, man. I said, I got to get back. I love Queen Sugar with all my heart, but man, somebody cries every week. You know what I'm saying? It was emotional for me. So I was like, I want to just go somewhere where I can laugh all day. And then that's what this show, we just laugh. It's just two middle-aged men behaving badly. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so much fun. So yeah, I just had to jump back into it.
And the premise of the show is like you two are bookies at a time when everybody's doing online betting.
Exactly, because it's a dying profession. Right, yeah. So I was really worried. I was like, well, I don't know how many seasons we're going to get out of this. So, but it's a very fun show. Sebastian Maniscalco is probably, I think he's the largest touring comedian in the world. I didn't know he was bigger than Kevin Hart and all of these people, but he's the biggest. So just being, and that's a whole different. That's a whole different fan base too. You know, from being on Queen Sugar and Raising Cain and all these other shows that I've done, the next thing was to try to, grab some of those fans over there too, and they really seem to like the show a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has changed for you now that you have your own gig?
It's tricky, right? I think I've put some amazing work in. I think I put in some tremendous work.
Absolutely.
But white folks didn't watch it. So it's like People Magazine are watching this. Oh, we need to get Omar Dorsey. He's an overnight success. I've been doing this since 1998, you know what I'm saying, on television and film, which I have no problem with, But so that's the one thing that I have noticed is like, the different magazines, the different publishers are really starting to take notice now.
Yeah. The beginning of that scene, when you're doing the little flirt thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a few people in the audience that, when they think about Omar Dorsey, they might think about Omar Dorsey as being a bit of a sex symbol.
I don't know about that.
And I was struck by one of the quote that I read from you about Hollywood, right? And,
Right.
And you know, I want to talk a lot about Hollywood, right? Because I know it must be like a mixed bag for you. I heard this interview with Jaleel White, right? And people running up to him. He almost 50 years old, right? Folks running up to him in the
Colin
street
Urkel.
going, did I do that?
Right.
And so, you had this sustainable character for so long that for many folks, when they see you, they see Hollywood.
Right.
But you mentioned in this interview that, you stole a lot of stuff from Hollywood in your own life.
I sure did, because there was some good writing in there. I was like, oh, wow. That's how you talk to women? Go ahead. You think this episode ain't coming out for another 6 months. Let me go ahead and throw this on you right quick. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Hollywood is man. That's like one of the most perfectly written men. It's hard to compete with that in real life.
I mean, he's just a solid dude.
You're a solid cat.
Right?
Yeah.
And we don't see much of that.
Right, for
in
sure.
television and film.
No doubt, man. No doubt. When you were talking about how Jaleel was like, people probably still run up on him, calling him Urkel. He's like my age.
Right.
Right. But that's another reason why I always try to have something else. When I was doing Queen Sugar, I'd always try to do another role or two during that same time. Like, you love me on this, you hate me in Harriet. You know what I'm saying? You love me on this. You love me on Queen Sugar. You hate me. You don't trust me in Raising Canaan. Or, I'll go ahead and do the 3 Halloweens. I did all the 3 Halloweens back to back to back. Because I always Hollywood is so iconic, right? That, like, you could get stuck in there.
Yeah. I'm thinking about a cat like Brian White, and you can't think of a role in which you don't hate him.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, but and I always wanted to be a versatile actor and be known as that. So, like I didn't want to be stuck as Urkel or the Fonz.
What impact did Hollywood, the character, have on you as a person?
You know what? It made me a lot more patient in relationships. It made me listen. Me being on that show. Having to talk to Tina Lifford, who plays Vi, having to listen like some of the things that she's saying, I was like, man, I ain't gonna never sit here and take this, in real life. But then Hollywood was letting Vi get whatever emotions that she had off, because at the end of the conversation, the real thing that is bothering her will actually come out. Right. So I had to learn that, and man, Anthony Sparks and Ava DuVernay created a character that is the quintessential guy.
Yeah, timeless man.
Timeless man, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's see this Queen Sugar clip, which, by the way, is one of my favorite.
Okay, for sure. That's James Cleveland. That's James Cleveland from Aretha.
What do you want, Cookie?
Oh, this is Ray Donovan.
Before I went to Folsom?
Oh, we're gonna just play all of it.
$30,000. You had an oral agreement, no contract. My money, my sweat, my risk on these motherfucking streets is my contract. You didn't answer my question. If I wanted to, I can come over here and take all recon shit, but I won't. I just want the kid. Look, why don't we just call Recon whole ass up here and sort all this shit out? Recon's not coming over. And nothing happens till you get out of this house. Let's bounce.
It won't be long before Ralph Angel take blue. You ain't listening to a damn thing I say about him.
Now, Brian, you gotta let Ralph Angel be that boy's dad.
I'm alone now.
Baby, you are not alone. You got Hollywood.
If you still want kids, you need to find somebody who can do that.
What you talking about?
It ain't right for you to waste time with me if you still want kids.
Yeah, so you can't be wasting time when you are what you want to be.
And baby, I am exactly where I want to be.
Gave up fame for true love.
No.
Okay, you can stop it.
I want to see what that stripper look like.
That's that eastbound and down right there, boy. Yeah. Oh, man, thank you. Appreciate it.
What did it mean to play a character as a black man who just always showed up?
You know what? We need that. I see the first clip of Ray Donovan. We see that all the time. The gangster dude, right? We never saw Hollywood on TV.
Yeah.
I know that dude. I am that dude. My brother's that dude. My father was that dude.
Right.
You know, like we need that representation.
We know those dudes. We just never.
We never seen it before. Right. So it was extremely important to have that representation.
That storyline from that first season, right? And we had all forgotten how great an actor Erica Alexander was.
Oh man, I love her so much.
And the fact that the only reason why she was still in the mix is because the character Hollywood still showed up for her.
Exactly. He was still paying her bills.
Sure that she was taken care of.
Paying her insurance and all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it like, to work with Ava as she's kind of blowing up, right? And you mentioned this, earlier. Part of the dynamic with Queen Sugar is that we all loved it.
Right.
But white folks didn't watch it, right?
You
didn't get no love. It wasn't a single nomination.
Never a single nomination for the Emmys. Yo, it's so crazy. The year that we had the pandemic, the storyline, we got 0 nominations for the Emmys. But we won the Drama of the Year for the Television Academy, which I thought it was the same thing. I'm in the Television Academy. And it won Best Drama, but we never got a nomination. We won every NAACP Image Award there is to win, but people just didn't watch it. And it's a beautiful show. It's shot brilliantly. It's acted tremendously. It's written phenomenally. But it's 2 different Americas. I don't know what it is. Just being like, what was it? Was the question again?
Yeah, just about how frustrating it is. Yeah.
It's frustrating. I talked to Ava about it, and Ava was like, Omar, we don't do it for the awards. And I was like, man, we putting in work out here. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, Omar, we do it for the people. And I had to learn that. Yeah.
We talked earlier about that first season and the 2 episodes that featured Glenn Turman. And you talked about your relationship with Turman and the late Richard Roundtree.
Right.
How was it to be in conversation and to sit with those 2 men who in many ways never got the accolades?
Right.
Right. Turman still, right? Yeah. Hasn't got the accolades that they deserve. But you knew enough to be able to sit down and soak all of that in.
Listen, man, I got a Thelonious shirt on. I usually have a Shaft shirt on. He is the icon. He's the first superhero that I saw that looked like me, that I wanted to look like when I was a kid, So my daughter, who worked on Queen Sugar, worked on Cherish Today. We were in New Orleans. It was me, my best friend, Glenn Turman, and Richard Roundtree. My best friend is Anthony Mackie. So we're sitting down, we're smoking cigars, and those 2 cats are smoking cigars. We just sitting laughing, just chopping it up. My daughter is just looking back and forth like this. And I said, well, why were you looking like that? She said, I just saw you and Uncle Anthony in 30 or 40 years. I'm like, oh, this is what they're gonna be like. And may Richard, rest in peace, but man, he was vibrant and he was spry up until last year when I was hanging with him. Just like I said, I've been so blessed to have these great people, these great men and women who've been able to give me knowledge, and I'm blessed because Glenn Turman is actually my cousin. So, that's a blessing within itself. But I was just out with him last week. But yeah, like he's, I ain't gonna say where. But anyway.
Someplace in Atlanta.
Yeah. But yeah, just to be able to sit with these great men. They did not get the just dues, but I give it to them. I give them all of it, and the people give it to them. Whenever we go out, I go out with Glenn, man, they push me out the way to go talk to Glenn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, go ahead and get it, bro. Yeah, man.
You mentioned that it was important for you to take roles that were kind of a counter to the world of Queen Sugar.
Right.
One of those roles was Harriet.
Oh, yeah.
And another one, of course, is the Aretha story. In both of those, you're, opposite Cynthia Erivo.
Correct.
Talk about those 2 particular projects.
So Harriet, man, we had a lot of backlash for Harriet. I think people were getting tired of British people playing American icons. So when the movie came out, we got Black Twitter was on fire, and I was catching hellified strays. I was like, man, what? I'm just playing a role. What? They're like, no, you sold out. You did. I was like, it's a character,
Right.
you know. So I remember when Cynthia was about to do Aretha, I called her. I was like, yo, who y'all got playing James Cleveland? She was like, I don't know. They're looking at this, that, and the other. She's like, why? Do you want to play him? I was like, yeah, I would like to play James Cleveland. She's like, okay, well, let me tell him. And then a few months later, they called and they asked me if I wanted to play James Cleveland. I was like, of course I do. But what I wanted to do was show a side of Cynthia and I. We're like brother and sister. And in Harriet, I'm chasing her, shooting at her, and all kinds of stuff. I said I want to show what our relationship really looks like. And I think that we had that moment in a lot of moments like that in Aretha. So yeah, that was a very special time for us.
Yeah. Can we see that Aretha clip?
Lord, there's a saint among us who may feel like they've been mistreated, Father God. Not because they have done something wrong, Father God, but because there's something extremely right about them. Isaiah 53:5 tells us, the pierce in your side is from our transgression. He was crushed for our iniquities. And the punishment for our peace is on him. While these wounds we are made whole, Father God. Even if you don't feel it, have faith. For where there is faith, hope grows, and miracles blossom. Father God, thank you. I knew it was you the moment you walked in here. That scarf and them glasses ain't fooling nobody.
Thank you. You know, Reverend James Cleveland was not a historical figure like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or even C.L. Franklin, right?
Right.
Where there are hours and hours of footage.
Right.
How did you figure out, how to be Reverend James Cleveland?
You know what? I remember maybe a year before that, the documentary Amazing Grace came out. I was watching it, and I said, man, if they ever did, this might have been 2 years before, I said, if they ever did a Aretha movie or a James Cleveland movie, I want to play James Cleveland because he has so much charisma. Yeah. If you watch the documentary, he has so much charisma. It's basically his movie over Aretha's movie because he was the musical director of that concert and of that album. So when it came to pass, when I called Cynthia, like, who y'all got playing James? And she was like, well, if you want to play it, I can run it up the flagpole, So I saw that so many times. I watched that documentary. I'm like, yo, I love that album, period. Mm-hmm. I think it's the greatest selling gospel album of all time, too. Mm-hmm. And but that documentary was just so good. I just loved watching it. So I just kept watching it ad nauseum. And I think I got it down pretty well.
We talked a little bit about hip hop earlier, right? But I also read something about you having a love of yacht rock.
I do love yacht rock, man. I sure do. That's why I like Bookie so much. We be in there playing Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. I love yacht rock, man. I'm a man of a certain age. I remember when I was a kid. I don't know if you remember WPCH, but they used to play. This is in Atlanta. They used to play all that soft rock music. I used to love that stuff, man. What's my man's name? It's Hip to Be Square. Huey Newton in the News. Yeah. I used to love all that, bro. That was my jam back then. Yeah.
What would your dream project be?
This man on my shirt.
If you could secure all
this
the
man on my shirt. This man on my shirt right now.
You would want to play Thelonious Monk?
Thelonious, and then I would love. We're working on that right now anyway. But I'm also Paul Robeson.
Oh.
I got so many years of singing opera under my belt. I need to go ahead and use that. You know what I'm saying? I need to use that, man.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, man. I got to use it, man. Look, I was the Barber of Seville, Figaro, man. So that's something I really want to use. And then, those are two historical people I want to play. And then, there's some Afro-futuristic stuff that I would like to do. I want to just see black people in space, like in Mars somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's just different places that I want to see us, exist in. But yeah, the main two historical figures will probably be Monk and Paul Robeson.
I mean, you got a TV series now, right? There are a lot of other projects in there. You have a background in stage, right? Is there
Yes.
any kind of real serious stage role that you'd like to play?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I want to do 2 Trains Run. I want to do some August Wilson really badly. I wouldn't want to do 2 Trains Running. I know I was talking. Do you know Kenny Leon?
Yeah.
So I was talking to Kenny about it. Maybe I think he might be directing. I don't know, but he told me he's like, I'm doing something first, and then I'm going to do August. So the thing he's doing is Othello with Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
So he was telling me about that a couple of months ago. But yeah, I got to get on there and do some August, because you know what they do? They do the August play, and then a year later they do the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because they just got finished doing Piano Lesson on Broadway. Now they just wrapped the Piano Lesson movie. So yeah, I would like to do 2 Trains Running. I like to do Jitney. I wouldn't mind doing some. I did this play back in the '90s. I did Julius Caesar, right? But it was Julius Caesar as the Black Panthers.
Damn.
Yeah, it was the Black Panthers. It was like but it's Shakespeare. But we were all dressed up in the berets and in the black and all of that. That would be something really nice to do again. I wouldn't mind stepping back and doing some more Shakespeare. I haven't done Shakespeare in a while. I haven't done Shakespeare in probably 15 years. But yeah, I mean, I'm a stage cat, man. I haven't done a play since. Last play I did was Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me at the Apollo. That was the last one I did, and that might have been that might have been 2019, right before the pandemic. Yeah. No.
Who haven't you worked with that you're dying to work with?
Let me think. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, man. I'm supposed to be doing a movie with Eddie Murphy right now too, but I had to turn it down because we're going back for bookie. But I really want to work with Eddie Murphy. He's up there with the Groucho Marx. He's up there with the Charlie Chaplins. He's just a genius, man. He's a comic genius. I would love to work with Denzel, but I work with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't work with Sam. I don't work with a lot of folks, man. I was about to say Jeffrey. I work with Jeffrey in Boycott. I want to work with my friends. I do. I want to work with Anthony Mackie and Dorian Missick and Rob Morgan. Tone Bell, like my friends, my core guys. Like I think if we did a movie together, it'll be on some Ocean 11 type stuff. Because we have so much fun, and you can tell we're having fun when you're watching it on screen. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned you had to turn down working with Eddie Murphy, right? What does it mean to be in a point of your career where you got to turn shit down?
Man, that thing hurt. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you because I had, and honestly, all right, it's whatever. I'm not doing a movie, so it's a movie that's shooting right now that they wanted me to do, and the lady who runs Amazon, Amber, whatever, but I had dinner with her. Right, she was like, "Well, what can we do? What can we do to get you in this movie?" I said, "I want to do the movie, but I got to go back to work." Right. So she was like, "All right." So we had dinner, and I think either her or my manager was like, "You were Eddie's choice. He wanted you," and I was like, "Really?" Like he specifically wanted you. So I mean, it's cool to be able to. It's not really. It's a blessing to be able to be quote unquote booked and busy. But man, some of them roles, man, like it was that one, and it was another. When I had to turn down to be Sam Jackson's right-hand man in this project called Fight Night, and I had to turn them both down because we're going back to work on Bookie season 2 earlier than we were supposed to. So, it's a blessing, and it's like, hey, man, it's the blessing and the curse of being booked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having responsibilities as being the lead of a show.
You got married in the fall to a director.
I sure did. Yep.
What's that been like?
It's cool, because she understands the world. She understands that sometimes you might have to be.
Who's your wife?
My wife is Crystal Roberson Dorsey. She was the executive producer and the director of this season of Genius, the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Virginia. She was the executive producer of Queens. She's the director of the Gilded Age. Yeah, she's really an incredible talent. But she understands that, you know, sometimes I might have to be gone for 2 months. You know, we're gonna make time. We're gonna make it happen however we can. Like right now, she's directing in Atlanta, and she was directing in New York in the top of the year, and in Atlanta for the last 2 months. So I'm off. So I'm like, well, I'll just hang around you. I'll just be with you while you're here. So sometimes she might have to be with me. Sometimes I might have to be with her in different cities. But it might be times we're both working at the same time, and she'll just say, okay, then that's just what it is. Then, you know, we'll bring all the goods right back to the castle.
What kind of project do you imagine the two of you doing together one day?
A comedy for sure, man. Well, we're writing the cartoon right now, but no, I definitely, like, if she directs me, she has to direct me in a comedy. She already told me she don't want to direct me when I'm kissing no woman. Oh, like, well, shoot, I don't know how that's gonna work. I kiss a woman in every movie. No, we were. We're developing a few projects right now, but she's developing a comedy about dance. Like a bunch of middle-aged dudes get met together to relive their high school dance stuff. They had a dance team. Yeah.
I'm sure you're proud of all the roles that you've had.
Yes.
What's the role that you're upset that not enough people saw you in it?
You know what? I don't know how many people saw James Cleveland. Because I really think that was like some of the best work I've done, right? Me playing the piano for real, you know, me singing for real, you know, me really being like James Cleveland.
The only thing wasn't real was the hair.
Yeah, the only thing that wasn't real was the hair. Yeah. I think that might be the one because, I think it's James Cleveland. I was very proud of that role, man. And we was doing that during the pandemic. We was doing that during the shutdown. You know what I'm saying? 2020. I was like, it was like so many emotions going on inside of me. You know what? Can I tell y'all the truth? I got that role. I remember they called me. The producers called me. I got that role the day that they told me my brother was dying. I was in the hospital, and Nima Barnett, tremendous director. She was the producing director on Queen Sugar season 1. And she said, I need you, brother, I need you. I said, Nima, what's going on? She said, where you at? Where are you? I said, I'm in Atlanta right now. She said, I need you to do this, to do something for me. I said, Nima, I can't do anything right now. I said, I just got the worst news in the world, that my brother was dying that week. My agent called, was like, hey, look, man, you know, I have to tell you every offer, you know, it's to play James Cleveland and Aretha with Cynthia. So I prayed on it. I thought about it for a while. Called Cynthia. I called Nima. You know, I called my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. You know, and I talked to my mother and my father about it. And you know, everybody thought that I should do it. They thought it would be cathartic. You know, and it really was. I mean, I cried doing it. I cried that whole time, but it was exactly what was needed, though. Yeah.
What do you want people to say about Omar Dorsey's career?
Man, I want them to just talk about my versatility. I want them to be like, he can do everything, you know, because people really haven't seen everything that I can do. They have not seen me doing the Shakespeare, the classical stuff, you know. Not many people have seen me do stage because it's just not enough people. Like, people in LA have seen me do it because they go to the theater that I do. Some people in New York have, you know. A lot of people in Atlanta saw me as young doing it, but I just wanted to talk about my versatility all the way around. I want to, you know, like I told people, I want to make people laugh, cry, and think. Yeah.
How important was it for you to come to a platform like the Hayti Film Festival?
Man, it was tremendously important. I remember the first day I met young Crystal, my buddy back there. I met her in October, and she was telling me about the festival. And I was like, okay, that sounds really cool. That's cool. Then she started sending me info on it. And I said, you know what? I really do need to be a part of this. I need to be a part of what is going on, with black film festivals. Because we have the ABFF Film Festival. We in Miami. We have the Pan African Film Festival. We have in LA. We have the Bronze Lens Film Festival. But there's an energy in this city, and I keep talking about it a lot, that is so ripe for explosion of so many arts and so many great things. It's right there, and I know this film festival has been going on for a long time, but the more people know about it, hopefully me being here can bring some visibility to it. I think that this can be one of those black film festivals, or just one of the film festivals, period, that many black filmmakers can start to bring their stuff to, and can maybe even open big films one day. So yeah, I see that. I really do see that in the future. Yes.
To the extent that you can talk about it, what's next for you besides the second season of Bookie?
Man, you know what? This strike just beat us up so bad. I think, I believe, I just got offered this movie. It's me and Sharon Stone. I know, right? Man, it's crazy. Y'all just, man, what? So it's Sharon Stone and I run underground fighting rinks. So we're we're opposing. It's like some, MMA underground fighting thing. It's a really great, amazing script. It's called Hurt. And it's like, it's like award type stuff, man. So I think right after I'm done with Bookie, I might jump onto that. And then just see what else is going to come after that, because they're just gearing up for everything in the fall right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omar Dorsey.
Yes, sir, Dr.
Yeah,
Neal.
we're going to open this up to the audience for some questions.
Let go. Questions, anyone? Yeah, I can hear you. For sure. Project from your diaphragm.
Is that you, Lana? How you doing?
It's not on. Oh, here we go.
All right. So, thank you for being here. And I'm looking at this stage of like chocolateness, and it's just so fabulous. It's just so wonderful.
Grown
I had
black
to
man,
say it.
grown black man.
I mean, that's what we're here thinking. It's like, how often do we get to see this? And it's just a vision of beauty for us. So thank you for being here, first and foremost. For those of us who work as arts administrators and who run festivals like this, trying to kind of advance black film, I'm wondering, and it's something that comes through my mind, so when I come in these spaces, oftentimes it is very kind of female-led and female-dominated. And I want to ask, really, the both of you, what do you think can be done to bring more brothers who are interested in film into this space?
The ones that I go to, ABFF is ran by Jeff Friday, his wife. Pan African Film Festival, I forgot the brother's name. I was just with him a couple weeks ago. But he's an African brother. I forgot his name. It's out of LA. Bronze Lens is run by a lot of women. What I have seen lately, because of, I tell you this. Before I worked with Ava, I worked with one female director my whole life. After I worked with Ava, I worked with probably 60, because all we had on Queen Sugar were female directors. I call it the Ava effect. My wife is a part of the Ava effect. She wasn't able to get a job until Ava shamed the industry into doing that. But so what I've seen is that women are the ones who are independent and they're not waiting for anybody. Y'all don't wait for nobody. I tell you, I love my brothers, but they always be like, "Oh, I got you, man. We're gonna get, I'm just gonna hold off. We're gonna do something." But the women are always the ones like, "Come here, Omar, come on, we're gonna do this right now. Let's go." So you guys, what I've seen with you ladies is that you have a little bit more pep in your step, and you ain't waiting on nobody. So I have seen that a lot in the industry, especially over the last 10 years, and I'm quite sure it's been like that way before.
Hello again. There was a lot of surprise when you were talking about your operatic experience.
Yes.
And we were talking earlier, and maybe the audience would like to know more about your dance background as well, because I think that might be surprising for some as well.
Oh,
just
yeah.
your overall experience.
Yeah, so I went to a performing art high school. I went to the Cab School for the Arts as a high school, starting in 8th grade. I was a dancer. I was a ballet. I did ballet. I did jazz. I did tap for 5 years. I was a choreographer. I was a great football player because I could move. I'm pretty good at stunts because my body can still move that way. And that's like I was telling earlier, I said that because of my dancing, I understand my body and I understand certain characters move in certain ways. I was telling you guys earlier, when I was on Raising Canaan, I was playing a guy who was a snake. My movements were real slippery, right? And that's just in my mind, and you're not even thinking anything about it. But in your mind, you're like, there's something slippery about this guy because I was moving like a snake. These are just different things that I like to have in my, as I call it, my creative quiver, different arrows I can pull out at any given time. I was a dancer. I was a pretty mean boy too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. These knees ain't what they used to be. But yeah.
You show up in any music videos we need to check out?
All right, was that? Yeah, I ain't in no music video. Nah. I hope that Freaknik documentary ain't gonna make me look bad. Yes.
Can you speak more about your creative quiver, specifically like when you're in your room by yourself, preparing for a role, things that no one would imagine you go to, places you go to, things you have to do to really settle into that character the way you do. Can you bring us into that process?
That's my student.
Hey,
From
hey,
15
man.
years ago.
That's what I'm talking about.
15 years ago.
You know what I do? I got the great actor Rob Morgan in the back right here, right? We were just talking a few days ago, we were in Atlanta, and I was like, man, I need to get my scripts for this season because I like to read my scripts 100 times. I like to read my scripts so much that I know every bit of action that is written into the script. And it's just because I just need it nailed into my head. I need it in there. And then I can be able to figure out however way the director wants it played. I'm going in with my own thing. And 99 times out of 100, the director is agreeing with what I'm bringing to the table. But sometimes when you have a person like Quentin Tarantino, he'll throw a whole monkey wrench at you. Like, nah, let's not do it like that. Let's do it like this. But if you know your stuff so much, no matter what they do, they can start throwing bowling pins at you. You'll still be able to speak the speech. You'll still be able to say the lines. It doesn't matter because you know it so well. So yeah, I just like to read my stuff. I love it. That's my job. My job is to learn. My job is to learn lines. The acting on camera is the fun part.
Hi, Omar. Hey, everybody. My name's Annette. So I'm from Chicago, been here for a couple months and really looking at the film scene. So I'm one of them go-getter women that you talked about. I made my independent films and just finished my master's in film and television directing. So and now I'm ending up here, but what I want to ask you is, what advice can you give me as a director with experience, but from the independent world transitioning into television with no connections? And I've tried to put in for the fellowships, but it's really challenging when you don't have somebody walking your
What I've seen is do you have any shorts or features? Just I think it's the film festival route. You know, the like I said, the ABFFs, the Pan Africans, Sundance, Slam Dance, whatever just keep. Yeah, exactly. You just continue to submit to those and keep shooting. Keep shooting because you're gonna get better and better every project. The next project gonna be better than your last one, and then the one after that's gonna be better than that. I know it's not. I know that's not the most cheap thing in the world to do is to shoot, but as you just keep on filming, keep filming. I was saying earlier today, I did a movie about 10 years ago called 9 Rides, and we shot that thing on an iPhone. And there's different lenses that you can put on the iPhone. But the movie is so good. Matter of fact, it's a brother named Matt Cherry directed it. Matt Cherry got an Oscar now. You know what I'm saying? And it leads with me, Eamon Joseph, Dorian Missick, Tracy Toms. And we all did a favor for the brother because he's a good guy. Basically got no money for it because we believed in him. You know, if you can find the right people to believe in you to be in your projects, then that's just how it is. Is he from Chicago? Okay. Okay, for sure. Yeah. You know what? If I was directing, you can definitely come and shadow. I think because you know what? That's what I started. I started shadowing. I was shadowing on Lovecraft Country. You know, because I was about to direct my first joint, and I was like, I need to shadow somebody. The thing about it is I knew so many directors. So it was Vic Mahoney was directing an episode. So I said, can I come shadow you? So I shadow her from pre-production all the way to her cutting. You know, so the thing about it is if you could find the director who will let you come in and shadow. I think there may be programs still in LA that I know the Sony program had people, like you could go in and shadow. Warner Brothers definitely had that. So you might want to be able to, try to see exactly how to get it, how to go about doing that.
Hi, it's been so wonderful to hear about your just range of creative experience. Given that, I'm curious about what creative realm you're looking to grow in. Like what's new for you that you have kind of yet to develop that you really want to?
Definitely producing and writing. I want to be a job creator. I don't want to just, hoard the money. I worked for Oprah Winfrey, and she told me one time I want to make the most black millionaires that has ever been seen. She told me that. She said, I want to make black people millionaires. So I want to be able to create job opportunities for my people. I want to be able to, the sister right here from Chicago, I want to be able to be like, yo, you want to, you want to come and direct? Or you want to come and shadow somebody? Boom. Let me put you with this person right here. That's the type of things that I want to do.
Okay, I'm coming over there.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I missed your acting workshop earlier, but another question about, as a director, working with actors. Wanted to know if you had any kind of advice or insight for directors in terms of directing actors overall, and then also, do you recommend directors take acting classes?
I was about to say that.
Helpful, and like which one, like the method and things like that.
I mean, I was about to say.
What's your, I guess, and also I don't know if this was a question earlier, like your overall best experience with a director, like how they got you to perform or go above whatever you thought your limits were.
Okay, my suggestion for a director is to take an acting class. Honestly, have you ever taken one? I don't know if they do it here, but I know in LA they have acting for directors. That's a class. And it really helps out a lot because you can start to empathize with your actors. And they're not just becoming like robots that you put in right here. You stand right there, you say your line right here. You can really understand the process of what that is. What was the second part of that? My favorite directors? Oh yeah, you know, I mean, the technique is whatever works for you. I'm not the person who want to be walking around acting like James Cleveland all day long. I got to go home act like James Cleveland. I'm not. That's not me. That's some people, and that works for them. That gets them where they need to get to. I'm a person who likes to empathize with the character. If you know, because I've been in so many situations. Whatever situation you put me in, I've probably been there, so I can be able to use that. You know, that's more of a sense memory thing. It was Konstantin Stanislavski. He's about sense memory. The Meisner stuff that ain't really my bag. You know, but another thing you said, the directors, right? The director who. I mean, a lot of them have, but I'll tell you something. It's this director. Her name is Sierra Claude. I think she might be 29 now. She was a baby when she used to live with me when she dropped out of college out of Alabama and came and lived with me in L.A. Ava hired her to be a PA on Selma. Then she hired her to be a writer's assistant on Queen Sugar. Then she gave her first job as a director. And she's a huge director now. She might be 30. I don't know. She might be 29. She looked like she's 12. But she is so good. She gave me some direction one day that just stopped me. I remember I had a scene with Vi, and I was trying to be real sexy and seductive. And the line was, she said, "You gonna get me in trouble?" And I think the line was, "Oh, girl, I get into any kind of." She said, "I think I'm line is, I'll get into any kind of trouble with you." But I said it real seductively, and she said, "No, say it realistically, like, baby, I get into any kind of trouble with you." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Yeah, everything ain't gotta be sexy. You can keep it real." You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a line read. She just like, just say it matter of fact. And so that was a really good, and I'm really proud of her too, because like I said, she's blowing up. She's doing everything right now. And she's like probably one of the youngest people in the Directors Guild. And she works constantly. So yeah. But I've worked with some great directors. I worked with Quentin. I worked with Spielberg. You know, I work with Ava all the time. I work with Todd Phillips and David Gordon Green. Work with some of the best, you know. But something as small as that from a young director really gave me really helped a lot of my acting from that point on. I'm like, everything ain't gotta, be just hit. You ain't got to hit the hammer on the head every time. You can just make it plain sometimes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. You just seem so down to earth. What keeps you grounded?
You know what? I love my job. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm very blessed to be able to do what I do for a living. It is not like, I don't like the arrogance. Like, hey, man, I'm an actor. I'm a movie star. Man, they can snatch that away from you in a minute. I've seen them snatch away from people. I saw it snatch away from my homeboy last year. They will snatch it away from you in a minute. So you got to just be grateful where you are. And it's like, because nobody, it's not promised to you. It's not. They can find a new person next year, and I do like to give out information. I do like to help my people out and help out anybody who has a question for me. Look, if I got the answer, I'll give it to you. If I don't, I can point you in the direction of where to go to get it. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm happy to be here. I used to wait tables. Now I'm on TV every day, so I'm just blessed. Sure.
So you mentioned that you have all this experience in opera.
Yeah.
Can you give a little taste?
Not right now with this tequila voice.
No.
I ain't doing it right now with this tequila. My voice is dead. I was noticed that at the hotel. I was like, yo, I sound horrible. But you can watch Aretha. You can watch Aretha. I'm singing all in that thing. Singing like James Cleveland.
You don't even want to just give us a little something.
No.
What?
No, I ain't about to embarrass myself. My voice is messed up right now. Rob Morgan had me out too late last night.
I don't believe you right now.
Go watch Aretha. I was singing my butt off in that show. Me and Cynthia both.
Okay. I'm gonna let it go.
Let that go.
Saw some.
Thank you again for being here.
For sure.
So you mentioned something. I am from Chicago as well. And all day long in the streets in America, I am. And my question is, you mentioned earlier that you felt, and I'm gonna stand up. And the reason why I'm gonna stand up, because I want you to get it. You spoke about something being here. When you arrived here, when you came here, you said it's something about this place. Being from Chicago, y'all's Durham is so small, Lord have mercy, but I felt that same feeling, and I don't want to go.
Yeah.
As an actor, as someone who played around in the little industry, love it. Been to LA, been to New York, Atlanta, Chicago, but here there is something rooted in this place that I feel needs to be, that groundbreaking thing, like bam,
Right.
it's gonna blow. I know Stranger Things was here in North Carolina. They filmed, over there somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Right.
Excuse me, y'all. But would you, and I hope this isn't bad, but would you be interested in coming back and working with
No
someone
doubt about it.
here?
I've been working in North
Bless
Carolina
God.
for a long time, y'all. I've been working in North Carolina since the 90s. I haven't worked in Durham now. But I'll tell you something. It's, I don't know if you guys ever, as soon as you step foot in some places, you can feel the ancestors there, right? I feel that when I go to New Orleans, when I go to Congo Square, I can feel it. The ancestors have anointed that place. And I feel that way about Durham, too. I feel like the ancestors are here, but I would definitely like to come back here and work. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I would. I'm gonna try to figure something out.
We got anybody? Any other? No questions? All right. We got something for y'all. Hold on. I've been texting the whole time. I've been trying to make it happen, so hold on a second.
Yeah.
Our surprise might be ready to go. Hold on. Uh-oh, I just heard it. Hold on. It might be ready. We ready out there? Okay. Hold on. Y'all's Q&A started hella early, Mark. We were we were trying to time this perfectly, so give us a second.
Hydrons are flat. Lemon pepper wet.
Do I hear it? Hold on. All right. Well, I'll ask a question while I'm waiting. So, Omar, I've been kind of talking to you all day today a little bit, and I know people, I hope nobody. Yeah? Yeah. You good? Let's go. I need to hear something. When are you coming back? Because you said you were always here. When are you coming back?
It'll probably be like in the summertime, because I got to go ahead and knock this season 2 out. We start that in like 2 weeks. And then I'm probably jump on that movie I was telling you about with Sharon Stone.
You got an open invitation to come through the day.
Hey man,
Yes.
Show enough. I'm taking that too. Yeah, but I love it here, man. I got a lot of friends here too. You know what I'm saying?
We got one friend in the audience who slipped in on us today and didn't tell nobody he was coming.
The great Rob Morgan
The
is in
great
the
Rob
house.
Morgan is in the house.
Yes.
He slipped in on us today. So I will give a little bit of surprise. For y'all don't know, we have 13 Junkanoo commandos who have traveled from the Bahamas to be here to rock us out tonight.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for them to warm up the drums. So they literally had to warm them with like stenos and everything. So that's why I was trying to time this out like perfectly. So I think they are ready to go. And I believe they are outside waiting to get started. And I was told to tell you guys, they want you to dance and everything, but just don't go in between them. Stay on the perimeter of them. But we have people who are ready to rock out with y'all and take us out for the night.
I love the Junkanoo. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah. Can you make sure they start playing? Get them playing. Y'all ready? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay. I'm out there talking. Y'all can't hear me. They are ready. We need to come to them.
Go to them. There you go.
Yeah. We did. Oh, we are about to celebrate with the Junkanoo Commandos from Nassau, Bahamas, here at the 2024 Hayti Heritage Film Festival. Their costumes won't fit through the door. That's what was taking so long. So we got to go to them. They're so big.